And joining us now is Pennsylvania Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Now, you spent most of the day in Pittsburgh. In fact, you actually drove across that bridge last night. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely accurate. I started my morning thinking it was going to go much differently, and I heard quickly that what had just happened, and I was stunned. I mean, this is a bridge that, as you mentioned, I literally just drove over yesterday. So I dropped everything and I headed over there immediately. And what I saw was jarring. I couldn't believe my eyes. A bridge that thousands and thousands of Pittsburghers drive over every day just collapsed, and it's. You know, I see you're showing the picture there. It's even more jarring to see that in person, and because of the timing and because there was a 2-hour delay on the public schools, thankfully there weren't more people on that bridge. Had that happened at 8 o'clock during a spring sunny day, we could have actually lost people. We got lucky, you know, given how bad it could have been.
Right, never a good time for something like that to happen, but if it had to happen, this morning was the moment. So listen, we heard Elwyn talk about how the NTSB is on scene. At this point, do you have any more information about what actually caused this collapse?
I mean, I don't think we're going to. I mean, PennDOT was, our Pennsylvania Department of Transportation was on the scene rapidly. I don't think we're going to know the true forensic examination and the results, you know, for quite some time. And I certainly wouldn't speculate it, you know, this evening. What I think it does clearly demonstrate, though, that we can say is that our infrastructure is in bad need of investment and repair, preventative or otherwise. I mean, we can't have a situation in Pennsylvania. We have thousands of bridges that are structurally deficient. We can't wait for the next one to happen. And I'm personally grateful to Joe Biden and the infrastructure deal. We know in Pennsylvania that we have the resources to address this bridge and the 3,000 plus bridges that are deficient in Pennsylvania already. And the fact that he was able to show up today and visited with us at the bridge was just remarkable, and just demonstrates his commitment to infrastructure, whether it's in Pennsylvania or across across America.
So let's nail down a little bit of that commitment here. President Biden saying today that $1.6 billion from that bipartisan infrastructure law would be directed right towards repairing bridges in your state. So you were front row for that speech. And based on the conversation you had with the president today, how soon do you think any of this work could actually start?
I would say instantaneously. They're already removing the vehicles, like the bus that you saw that was trapped on it. You know, it's going to take a long time just to remove the old bridge and clear that out of there. And there's going to be a lot of great Pittsburgh union workers that are going to make that get right to work on that and make that happen. And this bridge is going to take some time to reconstruct and design. But I have every confidence in the world, because we'll have the resources both from the federal government and the state will have resources because we had the American Rescue Plan that Joe Biden enacted earlier in his presidency. The resources aren't in question. The union manpower to rebuild the bridge isn't the question. And our commitment, whether it's the governor or the federal government, I know we are going to get right to work and work with Mayor Gainey, who was at the scene for most of today too, to make sure that Pittsburgh gets that bridge back in functioning order, to return the 15,000 Pittsburghers that depend on it every day to get to school, work, or church.
Right. We can't overlook the fact that a major thoroughfare is just gone. I mean, we can't overlook that.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it's going to alter the traffic pattern in Pittsburgh in a way for, I would say, at least the next 12 to 18 months, if not longer. I mean, this is going to be a major project, but we'll have the resources now, thanks to the Biden infrastructure bill, to begin to proactively really analyze these bridges and direct the resources that we're going to need to make sure that this never happens again in Pennsylvania.
A tremendous failure here. Is it possible it could have been avoided? Let me ask you this. In September, state investigators found that parts of that bridge were in poor condition. So if that was the case, do you have any idea why anything wasn't done to make sure that didn't happen?
Well, I can't speak to the individual decision on the individual bridge, but what I can say is that we have thousands of structurally deficient bridges here in Pennsylvania. You know, and Joe Biden is the first president that's actually delivered a bill with the resources and the muscle to make sure that in the coming years, we'll have 0 structurally deficient bridges in Pennsylvania. That's really the goal, is to have 0 bridges in Pennsylvania that are structurally deficient. This was a wake-up call, and it demonstrated that Joe Biden was ahead of the curve on Pennsylvania and this country's infrastructure need. And today, this morning in Pittsburgh, it was Exhibit A through Exhibit Z on the condition of our infrastructure and the dire need that we make substantial investments, not just in Pennsylvania, but all across this country to make sure this doesn't happen in any community.
Well, Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman, we appreciate your time.
All right, thank you for the opportunity.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.